everybody from sunny Johannesburg. Hello, this is the Whensday Warm-Up. You are tuned in to the one and the only, the Whensday Warm-Up, every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m., powered by The Inside Show. I am your host, Lee, and I'm joined by my trusty sidekick over here. His name is none other than Jezzo. For those of you who are watching for the first time, hello, Jezzo.
Hello to everybody out there. I hope there's people joining from Australia because now that Eldrin's not here,
You know,
I hope they're still watching.
I do hope so, because the thing is, the thing about being an ambassador for the Inside Show, for the
Yes.
Whensday Warm-Up, is that you must now go.
Yes.
And you must go and scatter the seeds.
Yeah.
But Eldrin doesn't
Ever
seem to be
since
doing
he
a good
left,
job.
man,
Nah.
Before he left,
Nah,
this
he
was
was-
Eldrin's words.
Yo.
I will watch every single Wednesday.
He's a lie.
I haven't seen him online since he left.
And okay, if he is watching, at least scarce a comment
Of
in
it.
the live chat.
Yeah.
Yana, don't be so also.
Something, at least something.
But you know
for us.
what? We don't. If Eldrin doesn't want to support us, we've got an exceptional guest in studio this morning
That
who
will.
took time out of his busy schedule.
Yeah.
He might not be in Australia, but he is from the United States of here around the corner, and he has come. He has taken time out of his busy schedule to join us
Yes.
this morning. So without any further
And this
ado,
man
because
came with a notebook and all today, hey?
I love it. I love to see it. He's so prepared.
Yes.
Ay, man.
Professional.
We need more of this. So to our future guests out there, can you just make sure that you prepare yourself? But yeah, so we came in this morning and then we were like, Jesse's like, I don't worry, don't stress. The show is a laid back show. We talk nonsense. And literally, I mean, you guys can vouch for it for those of you who watch. You know, we're always talking nonsense. But anyway, Jess, could you introduce our guest to the viewers out there, please?
In my left corner,
Hey.
weighing in 80 kilograms.
Yo.
Am I right?
Ding, 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 ding,
On
ding, ding.
point. I done my research.
Come on now, Jess. Yo.
We have Joshua Chetty from J&R Customs.
Thank you for having me.
Thank
Josh,
you so much for
can we
being
call
on the
you
show.
Josh?
Yeah, Joshua
Okay.
sounds long-winded. So
Yeah, but as a businessman, you are Joshua,
I
right?
should go by Josh.
You go by Josh. Okay, cool. So Josh, tell us a little more about yourself. Who is, first and foremost, who
Yes.
is Joshua Chetty?
Okay, so I don't know how to even explain the start there. I don't have that one down here in my...
You didn't prepare for that
I
one.
didn't prepare for that.
But none of us are prepared for that one. I feel like it changes. It's relative to where we are in our lives at the moment. We don't always update our mental bios, do we?
Our real
I
life
just like to have
CV.
it by the book, but that one I can't nail
That's not
that
by the
one.
book.
But do you, like, what's your age, your interest? Where are you from?
Okay.
If you don't want to give
So,
away your age.
I'm originally from Walkerville.
Oh, okay.
I'm a farm boy.
Yeah, man.
Very handy with my hands. That's how that's my nature.
Okay.
I'm a
Okay.
very handy person, like to tinker, like
Excuse
to
the
fidget.
pun.
I'm 23, turning
Okay.
24 on the 28th of February.
Yay!
So still young at heart.
Yes.
Okay, so you will be accepting gifts for our viewers out there.
Yeah,
On the 28th of February.
Josh will be
Yeah.
accepting gifts.
We'll put
So
Josh's
the-
number at the bottom. All e-wallets are welcome.
Yes.
083299160.
E-wallets are welcome. Thank you very much.
And yeah, that's about me. I'm quite a quiet guy if I have time. If I'm not too comfortable in a situation, I tend to be more reserved.
Okay.
Very observant, like to sit back and watch before I engage or before
Okay.
I give an opinion or a remark.
Mm-hmm.
Also assertive by nature.
Okay.
As a business owner, it's definitely needed to be assertive. You can't just take everything as it comes. You need to sit back, reason things. So that pretty much ties into Josh as a person. Born again Christian first and foremost.
Hallelujah. Thank
So,
you.
God at the center of it all for me. My mother, all colored
Yeah.
mothers.
Hey.
They'll let
Joshua,
you know.
get up. Let's start.
Now, Riyadh. Also, I haven't played for a while, but I used to play lead guitar for Raima South.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
so we haven't played for about
It's now
6 months now.
imagination.
Imagine
Imagine
church.
Church, So that's my
Sorry,
my
not
church.
imagination.
Yeah, please. So I've been there since I was about 4, 5, if I'm not
Sure.
mistaken. I don't want to lie, on a Christian show. Yeah. About 4 or 5, I've been there. So it's about 19 years, 18
Yeah.
years in one church.
Shows dedication.
Awesome. I love that. Don't church hop.
Yeah. So my church is my church. I do attend Christopher Dante.
Now and then,
like,
yeah.
We thank you.
So yeah, I mean, church is church wherever you get the word and wherever
Definitely.
God can ordain a blessing, then so be it. Then yeah, that's about it. That's Josh in a nutshell.
I like the way
I
Josh
love
keeps
it.
looking at his
His
notebook.
nose is like,
Just seeing him as something I missed you.
No, I like that. You also, this is live. It's live. So what goes out here now? You know, you can't. You were saying we're gonna get to the incriminating stuff. You can't retract. So I
Yes.
like it. Like you don't want to
By
say.
the book.
I dated my first partner was when I was 6 years old. And, you know, my first kiss was. Yeah. You need to watch out. You need to.
Keep it above
Yeah,
the
we don't know if
thing,
Mums is watching.
Yeah,
Exactly.
she probably is.
Shout out to moms if you are watching. Thank you for tuning in. Jess, we have some comments already in the comment
Yes,
section.
hey, this man is famous here, eh?
Famous
He's
people in our
famous.
midst. Okay, Josh, I'll get your autograph after
No.
the show.
We have sorry if I butcher your name, bro. Asjad Shaiko, I think that's how you pronounce it, if I'm not mistaken.
Sheikh. I
Sheikh
think
or
it's
something.
Asyad Sheikh, or
yeah.
hopefully I get it right.
You can break it down for us in the comments. He says, Away Walkerville. Well done, Josh.
Away.
And then we have Auntie J, Dante's mother, which is saying, so proud of our boy.
Ooh, shout out.
Then we have Keenan Carlson coming through with that Gator Air there. And then we have Janine Chetty saying, well
That's my
done,
sister.
boy.
Yay!
Yes,
Shout out the
man.
families in the chat. But I wanted to say, I'm so crazy. When I saw the is that an alligator? It's an
His name's
so
Rufus.
when I
Rufus.
saw Rufus the alligator, I'm thinking Lacosta.
Oi,
I'm like,
Yana.
yo, the colour came through, eh? But now I get it. It's gator
That time you
air.
thought-
I can explain where the gator
Please
is.
Yes,
do.
please do.
While we're
So-
on that note,
In 2020, June 26th, our company made our first big leap. We bought a Caddy Maxi panel van.
The one that you
Yeah,
that
that's
you
back
turn
then,
black
yeah.
now and
So
this was last year. No, 2020.
2020.
Yo.
During the period of the
I
pandemic.
yeah, man.
Yay!
You must know that time
That was
people
actually
were relaxed.
our busiest year
Time.
was during the pandemic. Like
Yeah.
guys were sneaking in cars. It was just I stood in like awe to say, thanks God. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
couldn't
yes.
have ever imagined during a pandemic guys are spending money
Yeah.
and buying air. I mean, there's kids to be fed and things to be done, but
You're
you know
putting
what?
air in this time.
Guys want it, they want it. But anyway, I'm getting a bit sidetracked here. So 2020, 26th of June, we bought the Caddy panel van. And one of the guys that work for us, Bonga, he likes names and nicknames and likes to give things like it must be marked.
Yeah.
So he then called the Caddy Ngwenya.
Okay.
Translated to English is crocodile.
Okay.
And then we launched a new product, which is our own brand of air suspension. And we were like, we can't call it Ngwenya Air, but we're trying to appeal to a much broader
Yeah.
market.
Yes,
So
yes.
international guys in Ngwinji or Ngwenya,
Yeah.
they're not going to say.
Yeah.
Ingui.
So, yeah, you see. So we were just driving one day, I think we were on our way to Enadel, and we were all tossing names in the car, and then we came up with Gaita. I said, okay, crocodile, loosely translated to
Yeah.
Ngwenya, and then Gaita Air, and then that's how it came. And then Rufus was born.
Yeah, see Rufus, shout out. I love that. That was so like original. So you guys seem to be quite a
We are very
Close.
tight-knit team.
yeah. And to explain that in terms of business dynamics, how important is it to keep your team close, especially in times of crisis? As I'm sure most business people saw, like during the pandemic. Thank God that your business was I wouldn't say necessarily booming, because with booming you're thinking about,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah.
was doing really well
Well,
under the
yeah.
circumstances. But how important was it to keep the team level-headed and united?
Okay. So I don't come from a background of running a business. I actually studied accounting, and my field would have been in the accounting field. So I would have been in an office. I would have sat behind a desk my whole life. But I thought, let me start a business. And it took time. And with starting a business, I had to learn key ideas and ideologies regarding a business, which I had no clue about.
Yes.
And with me learning, at that time, we started a young team. So as soon as we started saying, guys, at this point in time, or at the current point where we are now, we can't afford you, but join the journey with us,
Yes.
and you don't know where it's going to end up. So the guys we have now is guys that have been with us for almost the whole duration of or the lifespan of the business thus far. So with saying that is, with me learning how to be a business owner, it's also them learning how to deal with me becoming a business owner and me sharing experiences with them. So with me, I don't like to be called boss or whatever.
Sir.
No.
Mr. Chetty.
We work together.
Yes.
So Jess and I in the same workshop. Jess is Jess, I'm Josh.
Okay.
At that point in time, yes, I have a superior level to you, but
Yes.
let's not highlight that key feature. It's not about it at the end of the day. If my leadership skills can be to an extent where they can grasp or gain knowledge, then I've done a good job.
Okay.
So that's how we've built the relationship we have now. So it's a very one-on-one. If you're not happy, you pull me aside, or I can see you're not happy, or I'm not happy, you pull me aside, we have a conversation. And that comes down to actually us being friends.
Yes.
Okay.
They always say never associate business with friends and family.
Yeah.
Yes, it is true. There is certain things where I can't tell them off, or I can't tell them this, because then it's friends. But we've also set boundaries in place. So between 9 and 5, guys, we in a workspace.
Yes.
Let's respect that. After 5, chomi bras, we're
Yes,
good to go with
yes.
it. But between the period of 9 and 5, let's have respect for each other in a business sense. And that has what built the team as closely as what we are now, if I can put it that way.
Has there ever been a situation whereby it hasn't necessarily worked out? You've seen, okay, this person's mixing friendship now basically with the business. They're not respecting me as the superior. Has there been that within the business?
I'm not going to mention
No, you
names.
don't need to mention names.
Because I don't think it's the right platform or the time to say it. But yes, it has happened. Bringing a friend in, business going good, and then it becomes buddy.
Okay.
And then we lose track of what we're trying to achieve as well.
Okay.
So then it comes back down to me saying the saying does have power. You can't always associate friends and family into business, because then you're bringing a different dynamic into the business field, and could have a negative impact in the longer run.
And they're mature enough to understand. So after that, still
I'm
friends
actually
and all that.
I'm younger than my whole team.
Okay.
I'm the youngest in my team besides Keenan and Sheldon.
Okay.
But we Sheldon and I very close. Keenan is a year younger, but most of the team is far older than what I am, which is also a different dynamic, because now a younger guy must now lead the older guys. But it doesn't even boil down to that with the team that we have currently. Yeah.
Cool. And so we went into the team already, but tell us, where did it all start from? Where did it all start? And also the name of the biz. We didn't even get into that yet. We just jumped straight.
Who is J&R?
Yeah, there we go. It's in the notes.
We are there.
And you were and you were thinking that is what you would start
What
with,
I would
you know.
speak about, yeah.
But yes,
Okay.
who is J&R and where did it all begin?
So J&R actually began end of 2018, beginning 2019.
Okay.
A friend of mine, Rio, who I actually started the company with initially, he went to go and buy a second-hand air suspension kit. We've never installed at this point, we never installed coilovers, we never installed springs. We haven't worked on suspension properly as yet.
Okay.
We just used to cut and fidget with things, but that's about it. So he bought a second-hand kit, and one Saturday morning he rocks up and he says, "You know what? We can install it ourselves."
Hey.
And I say, "Okay." I like to be better. Like I said, I like to touch and figure out things. And he said, "Okay." And then all the friends came through, and it was a lekker chill and blom. And we just said, "Okay, let's do it."
Yeah.
I mean, we're not gonna get anywhere if we don't try to do it.
Yes.
And cut a long story short, we actually did it in one day.
Wow.
Surprisingly.
But
And
nobody had
right.
experience.
And okay, we got the wiring wrong, but that we figured out in the week.
Okay.
But we got the main thing to lift and drop. That's
That's
the important
the main
part.
thing.
Took us a day. And then we figured out the wiring, because the wiring is a bit more intricate. That took us another week or so to figure out. And that very Saturday, we said, "You know what, Rio? We can actually start a business." So it's Josh, J,
Yes.
Rio, R,
Okay.
J&R
I see.
Okay.
Customs.
Awesome.
So that's how it started. Unfortunately, we drifted apart. But as it is in life, everyone has their own different goal or where they want to be. And I wish him success in his own personal capacity and his business. We've actually been better friends outside of the business
Yes.
relationship.
Yes.
And we can have more of a business because he's running his own company, I'm running my own company now, and now we can actually help each other more as being two individuals, not as one unit. So yeah, that's where J&R began.
Cool. So basically, it's like, as you were telling the story, I'm thinking of how Apple started, right? And it was also friends that came together, petering for our international viewers, fidgeting.
Petering.
So yeah, just experimenting. Blom session. A business came
and
from
I
a
can literally
Blom
picture
session.
Jen sitting there, her son is busy here. I just, they don't look right, man. Try and turn him a
Yo.
bit.
And that's how it was.
But that's cool. But I love the fact that you guys were mature enough, and you are so young. But the
Yeah.
fact that you are mature enough to say that, it definitely goes to show that you do have a business mind. It's bigger than the two of you. This business is bigger than the two of you. It started off, and God put you guys there for a purpose. That starting point was important. But you didn't just leave. You didn't just say, well, it's no use.
Yeah.
Because you could have fallen back on your accounting experience. You could have said, well, let me go to an office job. And I'm sure it hasn't always been easy. And speaking of that, tell us about some of the hurdles that you have experienced in the business. I would still say that it's still in its infancy stages. It's because it was end of 2018, beginning 2019, and we're in 2021 now, so less than 5 years. I'm sure there's been some pitfalls. Excuse the pun. Can I say that? No. But anyway, there's been some pitfalls. But what have you guys done as a team, you as a business leader, to overcome that?
Okay, so the challenges that we experienced from the Monday, because then we started the Instagram page and we, description, and you wanted to look all fancy and a logo, and
Yes.
so it took us about let's call it 2 weeks to fully integrate ourselves into a social media platform, get a number that's solely dedicated to being for the business number. So this number that I currently have has been my business number since. So marketing, first of all, number one thing. Who is J&R at this point in time when we just started the company? I mean, it's like just throwing a name out into the atmosphere and saying, it's J&R.
Yes.
So marketing and word of mouth amongst the people in the car community and car scene. Number two, at that stage, 2018, 2019, the air scene wasn't as big as it is now currently.
Okay.
So finding the sole supplier. If you knew who the supplier was,
You can go straight there.
They didn't want to give the numbers up.
Yeah,
Okay.
So
that's
we
how
were playing the
business
investigation
is.
game.
You.
Google, Bra, who's this?
Yeah, yeah.
And it took us about 4 to 6 months. We were buying air kits through 4 people. So the one guy was buying from the main supplier. He would then sell onto someone. That person would sell, and then it would come to us.
Yeah.
So it was markup. So that was the biggest hurdle. Also fundage that time. I mean, air kit cost price that time, we're looking at 17, 18 Gs. I don't have 17, 18 Gs. So, and also for a freshly started company, for a customer, are you going to feel comfortable just dropping off your car and 19,000 Rand or 18, whatever the amount is?
Sure.
So they would only give us like a small deposit amount. So we need to think, how are we going to get the kit? So now you must barter with the guys. Now I'll give you this. Just pay for the kit. When a guy pays me and collects, I'll sort you out. And that lasted for about a year. And then we went into a 2019 phase. It was a bit dicey. Like, we weren't sure. Like, we would bag a car maybe once every 6 months. Or once every... So it was slow.
It was, no.
Then we just started posting. And in 2020... the first 3 months was excellent. I mean, the guys were coming in, coilovers, things were getting done. And then COVID hit. So now this progress that we've been trying to achieve for the last year and a half has now just been stopped or altered by the pandemic that's just now sprung upon us. And that put a new, different dynamic onto business, because now we're entering a field where none of us have experience in how to conduct a business in a field where you're going through a pandemic.
Yes.
So that's another hurdle that we had to face. But just thinking back on what we did in 2019, we would just tweak it a little bit and then try to use that same strategy in 2020. That fell hopelessly. I mean, April we thought, how are we going to get around COVID level? I
Yeah.
think it was level 5 restrictions at that time. How are we going to get guys to bring the cars in? I mean, we have bills to pay for at this point
Yeah.
in time. Like, what
They
we gonna do
themselves have bills to pay for.
So, yeah. So it's been marketing, it's been like word of mouth, it's been actually getting stock. Tools are expensive. It's a lot of things, but through the grace of God, and I always that's my first point of call, is pray before you enter a situation. My mother tells me that day in, day out.
Yes.
Pray before you address a situation, or you take on a new challenge, or whatever you do in your life. Just pray first,
Yes.
find the guidance, get the answer, and you move on from there. And I actually started adopting that mentality more in like May, which was 2020. And from there, I mean, the rest speaks for itself.
Yes.
We've done extremely well, and we've started our own importing company, the Gator Air brand. So we have our own air suspension
Awesome.
brand now. We're trying to get into different fields. We're actually on the verge of launching the first dedicated air insurance for air suspension.
Oh,
Love it.
So it's been a lot of quiet moves, and you know
Yeah.
they say rather you don't release your move
Yeah.
until it's achieved. And I can
Yes,
say now
100%.
it's finally on the verge of being released. We've passed all our tests, all our
so
things.
this is the first platform that people's hearing.
This
it,
is the
huh?
first platform that
You
people
heard
are
it here
hearing.
first.
So Gate Assurance will be coming out more towards the second quarter of this year. Fully certified brokerage, everything.
Sure.
You pay a monthly premium, your air is insured, you pay your excess if something happens, you continue from there.
Yo, Josh, we celebrate your life, and we cover everything that you have said in prayer, that it would definitely succeed going forward. But what I can pick up from you, I would like to think that I'm a good judge of character, but from the comments and
so?
also I do think so. From the comments and also from our live viewership and also the way you speak, I can tell that you are a genuine guy, and I can tell that the reason why you've also accumulated so much support is because your heart is pure. Because you are an upright business person and you are an upright person. And I think that's the reason why so many people have gravitated towards you. And that's why so many people believe in the vision. Because it becomes even more difficult if people around you don't believe in the vision. But you've got a way of articulating yourself and sharing your vision that I can tell that that's the reason why people buy into it. So big ups to you, man. We are super proud of you. But what I wanted to know is why, because when Jesse told me, okay, I've got this guy coming in, J&R Customs, they customize cars, they car enthusiasts, and I was like, because, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know anything about a car. I know how to change a tire. I know how to check
That's a
for...
good thing.
Yes,
Now to change gears.
I know how to I know how to change gears, even though I prefer automatic, which is what I drive. But I know how to change gears. The basics of a car. I know how to check the oil. I know how to check the water. Those things. But here I'm sitting, and I'm like, I'm thinking when Jesse said car customization, I was like, open my ride. I'm thinking that, and now you're talking about air and suspension and all those things. Firstly, please explain to me what it is that you guys do, like in layman's terms, because I'm sitting here like trying to do the calculations, and firstly, I'm not good at math, so I'm poor with that. I didn't take science. I didn't do all those things. So please explain, what is it that you guys do? What is your main, other than the air, the Gator Air, your main business function?
Is air suspension.
Air suspension. So explain that whole thing. Who is your target market?
Okay, so
Maybe that would make better sense to me, because I'm like, do I need air suspension? I'm thinking in my head now.
maybe you do, and
see
we're
what
having
I
a
mean?
special loading now for
So
campers.
yeah, so
Just putting
explain.
it out
Just
there, you know.
putting it
Okay, plug real quickly. There's a special coming up. J&R Customs having a special. But tell me more. Who's your target audience?
Okay.
What is it? What does air suspension do to a vehicle?
Okay, so first to address the first topic that you said, our targets or our target audience.
Yes,
Sorry.
yes,
So on our Instagram page, it gives you the insight page.
yes.
And then we've actually checked who we are targeting. So our target bracket is between 18 and 28. So that is our audience, female and male demographic. So not just one specific group. It's both male and female. Male and female. Mostly youngsters. There is a few like older car enthusiasts, like your 40 or 35.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the car scene spans from young all the way to your older, but then your taste in stance or your taste in vehicle customization differs from someone that's much younger.
Okay.
Being myself.
I see.
Then air suspension, what it basically is, we take the shock and spring out of the vehicle, we replace it with a convoluted bag.
I know what that is. I
bag.
know what a shock and spring is.
So,
okay,
so
I
a
got it.
convoluted bag, which
Yes.
is just layman's term, a bag, an air bag.
Okay.
The technical term for it is a convoluted bag. So that we put over onto a shock that's meant for air suspension and literally just puts the car down and lifts the car up.
Oh, okay. So is there like a button where you can like...
There's many different things. There's
Yeah.
pedal switches, remotes,
Oh.
phones.
Yeah.
Like Fast and Furious vibes like
Yeah,
that.
Fast and Furious vibes, yeah.
Yeah, you thinking of that vibe.
Yeah.
Mexican vibe.
Yeah.
Not hydraulics. There's a difference between hydraulics and air suspension.
Okay, yes. That's what I wanted to. That's what I wanted to get
So
into.
hydraulics is the one.
Yeah,
where
there's-
Yes, where the car like
dances.
lifts and then it like goes up one side, but that's not it.
air suspension is just basically back to factory height.
Okay.
And you can't actually drive air suspension at factory height, but that's a whole technical.
Yeah, no, that we
That's
won't get
another
into
side.
that.
But basically factory height or all the way to the floor. And that's how the car. So that's what we like. That's what I like. If the car goes
the
all the
floor.
way to the floor, then that's nice.
So last week we had Queen of Smoke here,
Stacey Lee.
Stacey Lee. What like with her car? Are you familiar with Stacey Lee? So like with her car, does she like have all those? Do you think her car would have like?
No.
No.
She's
So
spinning.
She's a spinner.
Yeah, she's a spinner.
Okay,
We also
okay.
have 2 spin cars that we're actually currently building as well. So the suspension setup there changes completely. I'm gonna speak loosely. I'm speak under correction.
Yes,
here.
yes.
We're still learning the field.
Definitely.
So at the back you put in a much harder spring, but a little bit more drop than things.
Okay.
That's just to give you more stiffness when you're spinning, and then that's about it. So one car rides with the springs, while the other one uses the air suspension for like your stance, or Tuluku or Dapper,
Technically, like, is there a specific make of car that cannot take air suspension, or can all cars take?
All cars with modification.
Okay.
So some might need extensive modification. Some is basically order it in today, put it in tonight.
So when I come in, and for instance, obviously I don't know anything about it, but you guys would obviously do like a consultation. So how does that process work? And you run us through it. I come in, I'm a customer. Let's take, for example, me, I'm a customer. And I met a guy and he likes drop suspension. So, and I mean, suspension. Air suspension. And so now I want to impress him, but I don't know anything about it. What do I do? How do you run me through it as a customer?
So first of all, our process all start through social media.
That was a very specific scenario.
Yeah, very.
But okay.
Yeah, I was also
I
like,
didn't plan for the consultation.
is there someone that you're looking to bring?
No, it just like dropped in my head. I'm
Or you're
thinking
trying to
about
impress
I'm
someone?
thinking about the Tinder swindler. You see, so I was like,
Okay,
if
you're trying to be on that
if I
vibes.
meet a Shimon, and then, but anyway, continue, please.
So it all starts social media platform, business WhatsApp messages also.
Yes.
So then they'll send an inquiry message asking what you offer. You'll then refer them to our catalog on the WhatsApp or on the Instagram page.
Okay.
They'll then find out what is their needs. What is the vehicle's purpose, or what do they want to achieve? Do they just want a normal drop spring or coilover so they can adjust, or the air suspension so that gives you complete control over the suspension itself? They'll then tell us what exactly they want. We will then outlay the cost plan.
Okay.
We do offer like incentives and little discounts here and discounts there if you further promote, and so we try to keep it on a level where you benefit, I benefit kind of thing. So then once they've told us what they want to achieve or what they want, like I said, then we outlay the cost and we say the process regarding that. So for example, in the air suspension, we'll give them the full layout of what the air suspension is, the different type of air suspension you can get, installation period, warranties, so forth. Once they approved and accepted that, we then do a formal pro forma. We send that out.
Yes.
They will then click on their email. We're very advanced, we click this, they send an email. They either accept or decline the quote on the email.
Okay.
Once it's accepted, it reflects on our side. We then book the car in for the service that needs to be rendered. And from there we do it, and then we have a 6 months checkup on air suspension. Between 4 to 6 months, we
Okay.
like to say the more you use the car, it needs to come in
Yes,
sooner.
yes.
The less the usage, the longer you can run without having it being serviced. And that's about it. So for us, customer service is number one. It has become a bit choppy now in this point of stage because we're dealing with so much messages, phone calls.
Yes,
I
yes.
even had to put these 2 phones off because I knew it's gonna ring if
Yeah.
I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
So we're trying to just address that situation where we're trying to be back to where we were, like every message we're responding to, we're getting
Okay.
through to the customers, making sure the customers aren't neglected. Because me in my own personal capacity was as a customer and I'm going to get a service rendered, I don't like to feel like I need to bother you or
Yes.
Yeah.
ask you or explain. So we
I
try
get
to
you.
keep it
Yeah.
where you just sit, you get your things done, we walk you through it, and if you need us, give us a phone call and we sort everything out for you. And that's what we're trying to achieve. Yes, we can't always get it right, but more often than not, we're trying to do exactly that.
Can I go back to the when you just started out now?
Yeah.
You fix your friend's car. You say the wiring was a bit off, but you figure that out. So now time goes on. You decide we're gonna open this. Was there ever cars you worked on where things just went a bit not the way you planned?
Yeah.
And how did that affect the business? Did you get negative publicity from that? Did it kill the business in a way or what?
We've never actually had, and touch wood, we've never had a bad experience, and that comes down to what I just said now. The moment the customer has an issue and he phones us, we run a call-out service.
Okay.
Doesn't matter where you are, we drive to Port Nolloth, Namibia, Durban, Bloem, you name it, we go. So that's what keeps the customers more at ease.
Okay.
So we offer a service where even if you did something, not what we did.
Yeah.
We will make sure that we come out there. And I think that has played such a vital role in the reputation of the company, is that we're a company that cares, so to say.
Yeah.
So if you call, we come. We make sure that you're never stranded. Yes, sometimes we are a bit delayed, but we're dealing with other call-outs, and we only so many people at the workshop. And so we've never had a bad review, but hopefully we don't have a bad review.
You
but
won't,
we just
you
try to
won't,
keep
you
it
won't.
going. Yeah.
Cool. So, in the South African market, because like I'm telling you, like for me who does not know anything about this, my mind is going Pimp My Ride, my mind is going Fast and Furious, right? And that's all that I know. But from a South African perspective, is the market saturated, or is it still something that's quite new or not so popular?
Okay.
In terms of, obviously, you know who your competitors are. But, I mean, you were talking Namibia, you were talking Bloem and all those. So let's say, let's stick to South Africa.
Okay.
Let's stick to South Africa. Let's not go to
The
Namibia.
time we jumped on
Okay.
was the best time.
Okay.
It was the most opportune time for us as a company. At that stage, there wasn't many air installers. The air supplies weren't in as much volume as they are now. So we've created a name that time already.
Okay.
And that's where most of the big guys started as well, 2017, 2018. So we grew alongside them as well.
Okay.
So not to say that we've now established a dominance in the game, no, because I wouldn't want to sound like, we're the it thing.
Yeah.
But we've established some sort of backing where we have a reputation, we have a clientele, we have a following.
Yes.
So we grew up alongside the other bigger competitors, and it's spoken well for itself that we've now arrived to where we are. And then to get back to the latter part of your statement, it has become a saturated field currently.
Okay.
Everywhere you look, everywhere you turn, do you know where I can install bags? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, I see.
But then it also comes down to the quality of work.
Yes.
We've faced challenges, we've learned how to overcome them, and we've learned how to address our mistakes made from actually starting a company that we knew nothing about.
Yeah.
And we've grown from strength to strength in that regard.
Not to speak down on any of the other
No, not at all.
air installers, but you do get that in the market, it's like with a gym contract. Everybody is gretig in the beginning. They're like, see, he's making lots. And that's what people do. Like, they look at your success and they're like, you clearly getting it right.
Yeah.
But they don't understand
Challenges.
exactly, and they don't understand the journey. So they just think, yeah, see, that thing makes money. I see somebody saying, yeah, buy NASDAQ and watch the show. I don't know what that means.
I trade as well.
Yeah.
Oh, you were a trader as well.
That's how I actually met Josh.
So
first through the trading.
But it's like on Monday's show, speaking of trading, the guy that was on Xavier's show, he was saying, like, everybody wants to jump on the bandwagon, but they do not know. There's no real knowledge of the industry. And I guess it's the same with you. People don't know the journey. And you guys obviously come from a place of, it's a passion. Yeah. It's clearly a passion what you are doing. I mean, if you can turn a Blom session into a business, it must be a passion. Yeah. So that's how you started, and now the growth just continues. But tell me something about, on that note, about staying current, because I hear you saying, and you're fortunate because you have a young team around you, and you yourself are young. So you guys are on WhatsApp, you are on Instagram. That's your market, and that is where you are responding to people. That's the first point of contact with you. But tell me, apart from just your social media and your communication, how important is it to stay current and to know what is trending across the globe and how to make it appropriate for your customers?
That's very important for us, actually. So we need to see what's the latest trends in terms of what's happening on the car scene, what new technology has been introduced that we can actually bring in at a cheaper level, but still maintaining a certain type of quality that we'd like to give out. So in that regard, it's very important.
Yes.
We in a field now, like we said, it's become a saturated field. So you need to have a niche. If you're providing something that somebody else is not providing, I mean, everyone will turn to you because you have what I'm looking for. If you're all doing the same thing, you become obsolete.
Definitely.
You become obsolete. So staying up to date with the current times in terms of the car scene and the automotive customization platform, you need to know what's the next level. You kind of need to be you must see the vision before.
The radar must constantly be there.
Must be Voogies.
Yeah.
So you need to know.
Yes.
If you don't know, you will get left behind.
Okay.
I've seen big companies, much bigger companies than what we are, fall to ruins in the pandemic stage. That's where we introduced the call-out service and the roadside assistance. So it gave us a new edge.
Okay.
Not everyone's doing it, but now people are starting to follow. So we've started our own niche with being the call-outs and all of those things.
Yeah.
And we've actually noticed that a number of companies have now taken that as their own, which is a testament to itself. Is that it actually works. I mean, you offer a service, you render a service, go the extra mile to ensure that your customers are always safe and they're always on the receiving end. Remember, they say a customer's always right.
Yes.
So if they feel good, it'll then further let them tell people, no, this is a brilliant company. They do this, they do that, they go the extra mile. And word of mouth goes a long way.
So even in this current era that we are living in, although social media is big, obviously word of mouth on social media, but word of mouth, like taking somebody else's word for it, is still big, you would say.
Very.
So you wouldn't need to then necessarily spend millions on marketing, because if you give a good service, your customers then become your
And I think you have done that successfully, because wherever you go, you hear J&R, especially because I'm going to say, as brown people in the community, you're well known as J&R, because everything I see on Insta and the guys, they all come to your shop at this point in time.
Yeah.
And that's literally just word of mouth. This one spoke to that one. Yeah. This one's cutting. Like literally when I'm by Jesse cutting there, where are you going to go there by J&R later? Yeah, we're going to start around. We're going to go put that one. It's like, okay, no, word of mouth is definitely doing the things here.
Important. Obviously, you get what you pay for. So the more money you pump into marketing, the better the response. So we try to actually combat the marketing as well. So we don't want to just sit back and just solely rely on word of mouth.
Yes.
Because it can only go so far.
Yeah.
So we try to make sure that our marketing is always up to date. We're trying to post even stupid things. I mean, guys sitting on the floor, laying,
Yes.
It's because everyone sees us as a professional organization. Show them the stupid side.
Yeah.
I mean, people love to see it.
As well,
There needs to be a fun side, and there needs to be a working side as well.
Yes.
So that's what we try to do.
And I think what helped now recently is also when you renovate, I don't know if you can use renovate, but then you change that, the whole look of the caddy. That alone, because you went down to, was it Nelspruit or
Mpumalanga.
In Mpumalanga, yeah, they went down to Kruger. And literally, I like following their stuff all the time. And literally, you just keep seeing people posting about this caddy. And that alone shows that it's traveling. That was people from Mpumalanga that was
people
posting.
Were saying, I see this thing at Kruger National Park Lodge. I drove past now. And
they were literally following you.
Like we had they documented our journey.
That is so cool. So let's put a plug out there where on your socials, because all that we have in the description is your the contact number and then your website, but we don't have your social media.
Okay,
so what is the
Instagram
handles?
is at JRC_automotive.
Okay.
Facebook is JRC Automotive.
Okay.
Or you can just search J&R Customs, and TikTok as well.
Cool. So after the show, we will put those descriptions after the live. I would say we'll put the description, the handles in the description, because I'm now also curious to go and see this thing, man. This documented.
No, there's nice cars they work on, eh? There's some beautiful cars.
Love
But
to see
do you
it.
think you'll ever get to that point where you do basically like body shop and all that type of stuff?
That's the bigger plan.
Okay.
Because whenever I see you, in all honesty, whenever I see you, I think of RDB. I don't know if you watch RDB LA. Yeah. I literally think of RDB when I think of you guys, and I just think like, okay, when are we getting to this point?
I like to actually watch their channels because then it also gives me a more like it inspires me on where the next move would be. So that is the next move, because we're missing a big part of that. As a customization shop is not doing body work.
Yes.
Yes.
Fitting lips and fenders and all of those things. So that is the next
So
step
just
for
to
us.
get you there, RDB is a channel on YouTube.
Okay.
Where it's like a body shop type of
Body
thing.
shop, customization,
Yeah,
air
they do
suspension.
everything, but they work on a lot of Ferraris and Lambos
Bentleys,
and
Rolls
Chris
Royces,
Brown's
yeah.
cars and this one's car.
I'll go check it out.
Yes.
But Jess, your phone is off now, so I'm going to get into some of the
Unfortunately,
comments. There's gang comments here, bruh. But let me get into it. So we've got, where did yes, I can't remember. But okay, let's go here. Nathaniel Kubi, you go, Josh, so proud of you. Megan Lupton, I hope. Okay, I'm just going to say you got your names because sometimes the surnames are a problem. So I've got Megan here saying, well done, Josh, making us all so proud. Taryn is saying, well done, Joshy. And she's like, got emojis everywhere. And she's saying, so proud of you. She did that. And then Pachula says, Pachula Chetty, Masakant.
That's Mama.
Yes. Hey, moms.
Shout out to Pachula Chetty. It's Auntie Pachula.
Yeah.
It's Auntie Pachula, Jessie.
No,
Respect.
I'm saying moms.
Mums, okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool. And then we've got Dante Edwards, the plug here,
Thanks,
saying,
thanks, brother D.
big news, this guy with, what's his name? The gator? Rufus. Gang, there's so many Rufuses here. Like, Rufus is trending. And then we've got Colin Lloyd Corner saying, Dankie Buta. And then that.
Power to
and
the people.
that. And then we've got Meryl saying, well done, Josh. Juanita Edwards saying, I will always tell you to put God first, which you do. God will do the rest. Stay focused and watch this space. She's got there 100 and then that. And then we've got Prajnen saying, bye NASDAQ and watch the show. Jody Julia saying, hey guys, smile. And then we've got Boy Tumelo saying, trade with Nas boys and raise money for air suspension.
He's plugging himself and you.
So there we've got it, man. The people are saying, so you a trader and you are a business owner and you are doing the things and it's so much. But tell us about, because you were speaking about the fun side personally. Is there a life outside of business? Is there a life outside? Do you still keep in touch with what's happening on the social sphere? Be honest. People are watching here. They're like, when last did we see Joshua together at the social? But
I don't have a social life. Business is my life at this point in view. But I do make time, obviously,
yes.
Church, family, my girlfriend. So I need to spend time.
Very important.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So it's very important for me.
Yes.
At least a Sunday or a Saturday afternoon.
Yes.
Just to take some time to spend with them. Because at the end of the day, relationships continue to build more relationships. And that's how you grow as people. So personal life, in general, no. I'm going to take leave now for Camp Fest. That'll be my only leave until December.
But I'm sure you're working still at
Camp prepping. It's Camp Fest preps now. So now we're going to start our 2 o'clock in the morning sessions, 3 o'clock, sleep 2 hours, start working again. So for
Whoa, wait. What is Campfest now?
one of the biggest automotive shows in the country. So it's a 3-day event.
Okay.
In Wombats.
Yes, girl.
That's a nice place to work at. I mean, you say you're taking leave for that, you still be working, but that's a nice place to work at because I mean, it's right up your alley. You enjoy those kinds of things. You guys are networking now. Speaking of which, networking. How important is networking? You were saying that it was so critical in the beginning for you to find suppliers and stuff like that. But how important is networking? Just as important in this business as in any other business?
Vital.
Okay.
Very vital.
But how do you navigate networking? Because there's a fine line with networking. Some people are chancers.
Yeah.
How do you identify those? That's one of the questions. But then also, how do you navigate the world of networking?
Okay. So coming back down to what I said in the beginning, I'm a very observant person.
Yes.
So I like to suss a situation out. If I'm meeting someone and they tell me that they're in a
Tell is fine.
and they tell me that they're in a certain field,
Yes.
I would like to see the work for myself. I'm not just going to take your word for it.
That is so important.
So for me, seeing is vital in the field that we are. Because anyone can say, yeah, I have this thing, yeah, but I come. Then I come and then it's a different situation. So for me, networking very vital. Also knowing who to network with is something that you need to be able to discern.
Okay.
So if you have a feeling that this is not the right thing for you, then chances are it's not the right situation for you to
go
be
with your gut.
But networking is vital as you find new suppliers. Your network can actually put you up in a different position where you're actually getting more customers because they're telling now people in word of mouth. So the right network is the good network. Without your network, your company is useless, to be very vague. Because you'll never find things that you're looking for. Like, I mean, I had to speak to so many people to find the one main supplier in the country at that time. So, like I say, finding the right people to speak to, finding the right connections can take and can elevate your business to a totally different dynamic. And yeah, that's about it.
I'm just trying to spam the spammers.
Or do we have spam?
We've got some spammers. When you become famous. I'm joking. But there's people that just, so we've got bots that send these weird things on the channel. But anyway, we ignore those guys. We are back here. We are talking about customizations. We are talking about air suspension. I learned some new things today.
You did?
Which I'm super proud
You've had
of.
quite a bit of car problems in your life.
Yo.
I'm not a mechanic.
No, you're not a mechanic. But let me tell you something. The reason why I know a thing or two about the cars, Jesse, is because I've had so many car problems. But I know that when I decide one day that I'm going to get air suspension, I won't have problems because I'm going to J&R. How was that for advertising?
And I'm sure you can appreciate someone that's clear and honest about things.
Yes.
Because the guys that you've been by and that worked on your cars, I don't think they were that clear and honest.
No, they weren't. They weren't very clear and honest. But so we've come to almost the end of the show, but we've got Wayne saying, well done, Kazo. And then we've got Sibusiso saying, Asbonge.
Sisonke, my boy.
That. So tell us, how many people do you work with? What your company number?
Okay.
How many staff do you work with?
We're currently 6 guys in the workshop and then 3 partners.
Okay.
So in total 9.
Awesome.
But like I say, the partners is not just I'm gonna sit on my chair. I'm actually working in the workshop. It's a rarity for me to look so.
Okay.
I like to be on the floor, like to know what's going on. I like to work with my hands, like I said. Same with the partners.
Yes.
So we make the big decisions and then we implement it by actually doing the implementation ourselves.
Okay.
You can't lead without giving the right direction to go, and that's been also another thing as well. You need to lead what this. I'm losing my English. You need to lead. You need to lead what purpose. You need to lead and show your guys where you need to do this, where you need to do that, and just show them a few nitty-gritties here and there, and then there you go.
Cool. Going forward, can you predict the next 5 to 10 years? You don't have to tell us because, like you were saying, and I agree with you, you don't.
Keep it close.
You don't show your cards before you have played them. So, do you have a plan 5 years, 10 years from now? Can you tell us briefly what you see for the company?
Okay. 5-year plan, our own workshop, our own warehousing facility, massive imports and exports. That's the 5-year goal.
Yes.
10-year would be solely to be a big warehouse supplier, imports and exports, become a local franchise. So
Okay.
if you want to have a J&R in Rustenburg or in Durban, that would be the 10-year plan.
Yes.
Is to franchise the business. And yeah, so I'm setting goals that scare me. Because if your goals don't scare you, it's not a big enough goal for you. And yeah, so that's my 5-year plan would be to have the smaller warehouse for now, with the workshop, doing the import, exports, still continuing to build vehicles and so forth. And then the 10-year plan would be to have massive warehouses and then different franchises across the country.
Sure.
If your goals don't scare you, you're probably Manchester United.
Wow.
Jokes. I'm joking. I've got no beef with any of the teams out there. But yeah, we just saying. Sorry, are you a Manchester?
No.
Okay, cool. Do you support any team? Are you a soccer person?
Not really.
Not really. No,
I
that's
watch,
cool.
but not really.
I've noticed people that's in cars aren't really soccer people.
Yeah.
When I
Actually,
look at my
a lot of
brother,
guys are.
Yeah, your brother as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, he's not a sports person.
yeah, even when I look at Dante,
Yeah, Dodo is weird. Sorry, Dodo. Sorry. I'm joking. Yeah, but he's not into soccer.
Yeah.
He's about everything else. Shoes, fashion.
Fashion.
Yeah.
All of those things. That's
Yeah.
Dodo.
That is definitely Dante. So tell me
you were gonna say
something.
that is Dodo.
Hey, sorry, Dodo. I mean, Dante. I didn't mean to say Dante.
Yo.
There we have a new
Hey.
name for you, brother.
Hey, Dante.
Is
Sorry,
it-
Dante.
Is it Dodo?
Dodo.
Yeah, Dodo.
That's
Okay.
it.
Permission, Dodo, to call you Dodo. Yeah, but what I wanted to end off with, so yes, you, on a lighter note, you were talking about you play the guitar. Do you love music?
Love music. Jazz specifically.
Who is your like all-time favorite? Would you say, or what are you currently vibing with now?
Jamie Dudlu. Led Zeppelin. I like rock and jazz and
Okay.
must feel it up.
Yes.
And I'm forgetting, you put me on a spot, man. What's this guy's name now? He plays with the white Ebenezer guitar. I just can't get to his
Is
name
it the
now.
jazz player?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
But anyway, lots of jazz music.
Okay.
That's my biggest thing is jazz music. As a lead guitarist, because a lot of soloing and things. So
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
That's my biggest.
So is it like acoustic guitar, any sort
any
of
acoustic,
any?
electric,
Okay.
little bit of bass, so things like that.
And then, other than your guitar playing, which you probably pick up now and then, what else do you like to do for fun?
Drive my cars around. That's what I like to do.
Okay, so
That's about it.
it's business and pleasure here. I can see that.
You still play?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Me, myself, Dante, a few of the other friends are just trying a few different strategies and so forth. That's actually how the company started. My mother actually funded me 800 Rand.
Yay!
I actually still owe her some of the profits of that.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
from there, we built up a nice account and then took that money out and started paying for tools and sorted that things out. So that trading was a vital part for my
Journey.
my come up in the beginning.
Okay, and then we've got I see Meryl Cias is saying that
Rowan's mom, yeah.
the J&R team is simply the best in their field. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you, ma.
Blue art. I'm going through the emojis are important.
Yo,
I believe it.
see so.
Robin Lindeland, I think.
That's my cousin. Yeah.
Robin is saying, congratulations, Joshi. We are extremely proud of you. So you are not only Josh, you are Joshi.
Yeah.
And then we've got Kindle van Heerden.
That's me, lady.
Woo! Shout out
Yes.
to Babes.
Hey.
Then she says, oh, and I just want to say, right, you can see she's Babes. It's all the blessings to the J&R team with a red heart.
Hey. No blue
Red-
hearts.
No
yeah.
blue hearts. Yeah, we are going red hearts. Red hearts, yeah. Plus, did you do anything for Valentine's Day?
Next comment.
Whoa! Hey,
On the spot.
Next comment,
Kindle, go.
please. Next comment, please.
Is she a Valentine's Day person?
She is. I'm not. But we had reason as to why.
Okay.
So.
Okay, cool. No, that's between...
Let's not
that-
bring
there's not-
relationship
Yeah,
issues
yeah,
into
no.
There's no issues here.
Oh,
we
so
okay,
mustn't,
sorry,
we
sorry.
mustn't hang out fail was
Yeah,
goed
on
for
the
the
line.
neighbors to see. We can't, okay? Keep it in the house. Juanita's saying, Josh, Nieman. I don't know why did you
Dodo.
say that.
I-
Dodo! Sorry.
That's that. We're running with that on Dodo.
Sorry. Then we've got Dino Chetty saying, Champ, super proud of you, son.
Yeesh.
Yay, Dad.
That's my
Then we've got Dale Lupton saying, awesome. We've got Tsepo saying, wish you could tell us more about the insurance. This something I really want to know. Sad. What's the thing there? Then we've got, but Tsepo's also giving red hearts, but it wasn't that red heart that Kindle gave. This red heart is like a plain red heart. It doesn't like have like
There's no
layers.
gloss
There's no
There's no
life to
gloss.
it.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
gloss
No
to it.
emotion.
It's just like a plain flat red heart. Tsepo is saying, also love your work. Seen a couple of friends with Gator Air. Heart, flames, Rufus. Love your neat work. Ryan saying J&R made sure I got my car up and down from Cape Town with no hassle.
Yay!
Only people I trust with cars. Woo!
Thank you, Mr.
Pray
Benji.
hard, sunglasses, you go boy. Petula is saying submit to the Lord whatever you do and your plans will succeed. God first and everything secondary. Your mother is the reason you are here, Josh. Those prayers have kept you and it will continuously
You know
keep
why
you.
I was slightly late this morning? Nah? Every morning as a family we pray together.
Yes.
And then my mother goes into a sermon.
Yes.
Does it?
So I'm saying March 20 past 8, I need to leave. And then she starts, hands in the air. And there's nothing wrong, man.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong. But I mean timing, man.
Yeah, no.
Timing.
No, it's all good, Auntie Petula. You do best.
Yes.
We would have waited for you. Prayer is important. So we
Yeah.
would have waited for you.
We don't shout the pastor when he goes overtime on a
That's
Sunday,
true.
you see?
That's true. Keenan says J&R to the globe. He's got a globe there. So bold. Then we've got Juanita again saying J&R team blessings. 3 exclamation marks.
Yay.
Brent David says J&R best in the game. Damn.
Dab on him.
And then again, your mom has to end this off with teamwork makes the dream work.
And that's actually, yeah, you know what it means.
Yes. That is what Jesse's father always says as well. So Jesse, you relating here to Josh's
Yeah,
mom,
no,
right?
I feel your mother there.
It's family. But any closing remarks for a business person out there who has this grand idea, right? And they, like you were saying, your goals scare you. You probably a Liverpool supporter, but your goals scare you,
Sorry?
and so.
Sorry?
Huh?
You say what?
No, it's cool. And then, so any advice out there to any business person, man or woman, who is like, look, man, I've got this business idea, but I do not know where to start.
Just do it. Period.
Pew, 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 pew.
Straight to
Because
it.
at the end of the day, regret's gonna be your biggest failure. You won't know if you don't try. I've tried many other things like business-wise, and it's failed, but it's given me a lesson.
Yes.
And from that lesson, I learned a new thing that I can implement in my own company. So for me, it's always been a thing of if you don't do it or you don't try, you'll never know.
Yes.
So just go out there, give it a shot. If it doesn't work, you're not a failure. You've
Yes.
just learned a new vital lesson that can take you on to a different level.
Yo.
That's what I would say.
You've even got your neighbors on here. Reese is saying, well done, Josh, from your neighbors. Yo, are you famous?
I'm trying to think.
Which
It's
side?
Cherise. Oh, yes, okay.
Okay.
That's from the left-hand side.
And then Danilo
That's
or
my brother Danilo Chetty. Yeah.
Danilo, shout out to you. Well done, Josh. Super proud, man. So, Jess, closing remarks from your side, bro.
Closing remarks from my side. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. We really do appreciate you interacting with us here today. And to Josh, I wish you nothing but the best going forward. That God continues to bless you and that you just grow and continue growing, and that everything you put your mind to, everything that you want to achieve will be achieved, and that God will have his hand over it and things will work your way. And I wish nothing but the best, brother. I see that not RDB, but J&R
Yeah.
on YouTube and worldwide. So yes, going forward,
I
nothing but
accept
the
it and
best.
I receive it. Thank you,
It's a
man.
pleasure.
Same here. And if you do need a producer, just call me. I'm good. R&B, RBR.
RBB.
RB, there. Yes, it's fine. It doesn't matter. I don't care about them. I'm worried about J&R. That's my customer. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Josh, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Echo what Jesse says. We speak blessings over you, man. We are super proud of you. Also, you represent our people. You represent the brown community. And you're giving a young boy out there, a young brown boy, a young brown girl saying, you know, circumstances are not the best, but look at what Josh is doing. And so we speak many blessings over you. We speak God's protection over you. And we pray that every endeavor that you have, that it will succeed going forward, because you do put God first, so you cannot fail in essence. To everybody who is watching, thank you so much for interacting with us. Thank you so much for supporting Josh. Please continue to do so. Keep him in prayer. Keep his business in prayer. And yeah, so we're about to end it. But before you leave, if you have not yet done so, please like, subscribe. And if you want to know when we are up, when we are on, yes, just say it there.
Hit that bell.
Hit that bell and you will receive notifications of our shows. We run shows from Mondays to Fridays. We've got 6 shows a week. 2 shows on a Friday, 1 at 9 a.m. and 1 at 12 p.m. But thank you so much. We love you from the Whensday Warm-Up. Until next week. Bye!
Peace.